Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Edwards, in an email recently released to the public dated September 11, 2015, EPA's Michigan Program Director states the following: just to clarify, on our call, I wanted to remind you that Miguel's report had the DEQ CC'd. So if the legislature or whoever might say you were all CC'd, you can truthfully respond that it was the EPA's request that the report not be sent to the CCs. Consequently, you all never received the report from Miguel. Good to talk with you all. The program director was referring to Miguel del Toro's memo that had recently been made public and is addressed to a number of employees with EPA.gov and Michigan.gov domain names. It appears to function to instruct such employees on a way to circumvent public and legislative accountability. It also portrays government collaboration to manage and spin a situation. When you see an email like this, Dr. Edwards, what does it tell you about the government prioritizing obfuscation over protecting the public interest?
Well, it's very clear that MDQ and EPA were working hand in hand to cover this problem up, as reflected by that email with Jennifer Crooks. And this revisionist history where EPA was fighting MDQ every step of the way is just ludicrous.
Well, what does this email tell you about the EPA's continued disregard for Mr. Del Toro's warnings?
I just don't know how you could have disregarded those warnings as they did. They just sat there silent.
Well, there's got to be a reason for why they didn't want his warnings to get out there, why they wanted to apparently give cover.
They provided all kinds of cover for MDQ at every step of the way. Every step of the way, EPA was there covering up for MDQ.
Do you believe it provides cover, that a memo like that was intended to provide cover?
Well, MDQ actually took her advice in the letter responding to Kill D. They basically cited that excuse verbatim.
Do you believe this email shows, at a minimum, a callous disregard for public safety?
Amongst a few EPA employees, the vast majority of EPA employees at Region 5 come to work every day and do their best to do their job under difficult circumstances.
I thank you for that clarification, because I agree with you that most, and I believe this is true across the board with federal employees, they come to work every day to do the best job they can, but it's that handful who don't that create problems like this and that cause incredible suffering for the public. Ms. Hedman, following, or I should, I guess, refer to you as Dr. Hedman, following up on questions posed earlier regarding outstanding FOIA requests, the email I read to Dr. Edwards shows the EPA Michigan Program Director, your former colleague, emailing other EPA and Michigan employees to their official accounts to provide them cover from the legislature or whoever who might theoretically ask about their exposure to Mr. Del Toro's memo. Is it worth noting? It is worth noting that the program director sent this from her personal Gmail account to their official email. The EPA has a history of using such methods to circumvent transparency. For instance, Gina McCarthy's been called before this committee or the Science Committee, I believe it's the Science Committee, for example, because of using her personal email for government business. This email that I read today appears to me to be evidence of a deliberate intention to mislead. Going back to the fact that most employees try to do the best they can, and that a handful don't, I think that this indicates that there's a culture of secrecy and a lack of transparency that starts at the top. How would you respond to that?
I would respond by saying that EPA has a policy of not using personal email, and if there is an instance where it is necessary for technical reasons to copy one's government account.
Well, you know, she did that 6 weeks later. I've got a copy of the law here, Title 44, regarding federal records that requires that indicates, Mr. Chairman, that she didn't copy this in a timely manner. You know, I want to, this is not about finger pointing. And that's what troubles me about this hearing. It's not about politics. It's about these people who have suffered injury because of the failure of government. And I just want to say this. I believe every member of this committee has a responsibility to get to the truth, to make sure that government fulfills its responsibility to serve the public, and in this case, to protect the public. We want the truth. I've gotten to know a lot of the members on this committee, and I can assure you we can handle the truth, the whole truth. Mr. Chairman, I'm just not at all confident that we've heard the whole truth today. I yield back.
Thank the gentleman. Will now